Rahim. We just want to continue this conversation, elaboration on the Surah Al-Fatiha. The Arabic word Rabb, usually translated Lord, has also the meaning of cherishing. We say Lord, cherisher and sustainer of all things that we know and those that we don't know, bringing things to maturity. A flower comes into existence as a bud, then it unfolds its petals, and then it recognizes all of its beauty, and then at the end of the season the flowers begin to dwindle, turn brown and fall to the ground, and the whole cycle starts again. That's the same way life is in general. That's a short snapshot of what life is all about. We come into the world, we're weak, we grow to be strong, we see our manifestation of our abilities and all of the talents that God has given us, and then, as God says in the Quran, we return to the feeblest of age, where we are more dependent upon the relatives, etc., and then we go back into the earth biologically, and we say, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ مِنَ النَّوْمِ. And the day that's coming is better than the day we know, the days we know. As-salatu khayrun min an-nawm, that the prayer is better than sleeping. This is the statement, that the prayer is better than sleeping. And we say, وَلَلْآخِرَةُ, that the afterlife is better than this life. And Allah says, make sure that you seek the hereafter. وَابْتَغِي is the term. وَابْتَغِي, seek ye the hereafter. But don't forget your share of this world. If you don't get your share of this world, that means somebody else has your share. So don't forget to get your share of this life. But remember that whatever we have represents the benefits that God has blessed, Allah has blessed us with, and we want to make sure that we give credit to credit where credit is due. In the 4th ayat, Allah revealed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Maliki Yawmiddin, continuing to describe who Allah is. This whole surah up to ayat number 4, this whole chapter up to ayat number 4, or verse number 4, is speaking directly about Allah, describing how Allah is, describing how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful, benefactor, merciful, redeemer. If you get something, and if you mean well, you may lose it. Whatever you have, you may lose it. You may not be able to hold on to it. But Allah says, if you do the right thing, and you follow the share of Allah that's in your nature, be normal, be natural, don't be artificial, be yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Rahman, the benefactor. He gives you those benefits. If you lose them, then go back to Allah and ask Allah to give you those benefits back, and He will give you those benefits back and multiply those rewards for us if we remain obedient to Allah and live our lives in accordance to His will. So number 4 says, Maliki Yawmiddin, He is the king, the ruler, master, Malik, Maliki, Yawmiddin, that He is the day, He is the ruler, the king of the day of judgment, the day of religion. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. We say to you, O Allah, we worship. Meaning, we don't worship man, we don't worship woman, and we don't worship anything in the creation. We worship Allah, who is the creator of the creation. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. This is between Allah and His servant. When we say, you, Allah, we worship, and you, we seek for aid. The individual has to seek for aid for himself from God. We cannot depend upon someone else to ask for us those things from God that we can ask for ourselves from God, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we say, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. And there's hadith and everything that talk about and break down these particular verses in the Quran directly coming from our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Thee do we worship, thine aid we seek. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Guide us on the straight course, the upright course. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. The path upon whom thou hast bestowed thy grace. Because there's many people, many human beings, men, women, boys and girls who have gone ahead of us. Our elders and our ancestors and people of this nature. They have gone ahead of us. The prophets, the messengers of old, and all of these people have gone ahead of us. And Allah has guided them and given them guidance, given them grace. So we say, show us that way. We ask you, O Allah, show us that way. The way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those portion that is not wrath, and who go not astray. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. And we say, the way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those whose portion is not wrath, and who go not astray. It is not the will of any individual at birth to want to go astray. It is the world and things in this world and the influences of shaitan, or the devil, that tend to whisper to us to get us, or to lure us as the fisherman lures the fish with the bait. And this is how shaitan, this is how the devil does. He puts lures out. He put pomp and glitter out here. He put things that shine out here. He put things out here like sensation and all of these different things. But there's one thing that a wise man told us. He said, you cannot wake a man up that's pretending to be asleep. If a man or a woman is pretending to be asleep, they don't want to be brought to life intellectually, spiritually, then it's nothing that anything or anybody can do. So that person wants to remain that way. So we ask God, O Allah, guide us on the path that is straight, the way of those on whom thou hast bestowed thy grace, those whose portion is not wrath, and who go not astray. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.